storytelling and the narrative of what it is that we have here. For half a decade, we've had Indian cybersecurity product companies that support the Innovation Box. Mr. Vinayak spoke about it. Following this tradition, we're glad to inform that the partner for this edition of the Innovation Box is Kratikal. Let's hear from Pavan Kushwaha, founder Kratikal and Threatcop, requesting Mr. Pavan to kindly take stage and share his thoughts with us.
I didn't really hear it. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Vinayak and DSCI team, for this opportunity. And also, there is a long-lasting history that we have with DSCI, so I'm probably going to talk about a little bit about the company, what we are in, what are the problems that the industry are currently facing, some of the case study, and obviously conclude at the end what we are able to build that is redefining cybersecurity, especially when it comes to the peoples. So that's something we're going to discuss about today. So I started this company back in 2012 when I was in college. Let me see, not sure why, oh yeah, it's working. So I started this company back in 2013 when I was in college. The interesting part is my email account got hacked, and that was a sophisticated phishing attack. And I actually put it up my credential, and you know that when a kid's email account got hacked and the Facebook account got hacked, what exactly these people does. And I tried to investigate what are the possible reason behind it. And we are able to identify there's not only a single reason to hack an account, but there are tons of reasons by which you can do that. And that's what we feel as an opportunity. So I, along with my two co-founders, Parathos and Deepjang Thapa, has started this company while in the college. Although we didn't have any idea of what startup means, what it is, it's just that we have to do a business and also make sure that we are able to protect organization from the threats that I have been already encountered in. We have been redefining cybersecurity from a people aspect from that day. And we have a very specific niche that we are playing in, which is a people security and security awareness. So that's something that Threatcop does in itself. Now, the history with DSCI is pretty much important. When we were a team of 3 people, we attended one of the conference of DSCI in 2016 as in delegates. What we have seen so far is that there's a tremendous potential on this platform which we can showcase. An year later, on the same platform, we showcased our product called Threatcop back in 2017. So we were, although we didn't win any of the award, but we were able to communicate everything what we wanted to communicate to the user. And that's what I will recommend to all the startups, that just focus on what you are building. It's not about winning the award, it's just presenting yourself in front of all those people. And moving fast forward 5 years down the line, here we are standing right now on sponsoring this particular event, which has given us that kind of huge growth. So in these years, in these 5 years, what we were able to achieve, although we have got funded a very little, but still we are able to grow our team with 30x in size in those 5 years. We have grown our revenue by 50x. And we are like one of the leading security startup who is going to make a mark as in like build in India and sell it across. We have customers from 30 plus countries. We are in 5 different continents as of now. So that's what Kratikal and Threatcop is right now, which is born from somewhere from a school or a college, and then come to the DSCI and then do all these things. Talking about what exactly we do, so we protect people. I'm pretty sure how many of you have experienced attack which were related to people? Can you just raise your hand? How many of you, I know that people cannot disclose this, but still, if you look at the data, 95% of the attacks in any of the organization is happening via people. Look at any of the attack. It will be a ransomware attack, AD attack, whatever it is. I'll give you some of the demo of how it's been happening and what's been happening. That's where we come in play. So we have a bouquet of product which helps companies to actually protect their entire environment from social engineering attacks. And that's what we intend to do. We wanted to eliminate social engineering attacks from the world. And that's the vision that we just wanted to showcase. Now, I think, sorry for that. Yeah, so in year 2022, these are some of the attacks which have happened. And these are like major attacks. these people does not only lose the reputation, but they also lose the customer trust in those companies, and also has faced severe consequences from legal issues. The first one is Dropbox. It was a vendor impersonation attack. Okay, I'll just go and detail what it is. The second one was Uber. Although, if you just look at the history, okay, how many of you think that two-factor authentication can prevent phishing attacks? Like, there are all the CISOs here. How many of you feel? So I'll just break that barrier as well, that how the two-factor authentication are being bypassed, these people using social engineering techniques, and what are the things that has happened with these people. Not only this, that the enterprises are being hacked, but also the SMEs are being targeted. There are more than 65% more attacks that has happened in 2022. And that's what is becoming a very big trend. Keeping that in mind, that these attacks are happening because of phishing, vishing, SMSing, and BEC attack. We talk a lot about security awareness, and there are a lot of things that we do, but how you are measuring that effectiveness, how you are making sure that your phish risk rate is low, and all those things. So we're going to talk about that as well in the coming slides. Now let's take an example of the people who feel that two-factor authentication is pretty much something that can prevent this. So this is like very classic case of Uber. By the way, Uber lost almost around 3.9 million customers' data. And the interesting part is that they already have implemented two-factor authentication and a bit kind of security awareness on their organization. But what really happened is an 18-year boy wanted to do some stuff and play around. And what he did is he actually bought some credential from dark web, which is obviously was leaked because of the phishing. Once they do that, the particular guy was trying to actually log into a VPN account. So the VPN has a two-factor authentication, by the way, already enabled. But he made so much attempts to that particular account that the employee got frustrated with why this is happening and why it's happening. Then the hacker, what he did is he actually launched a second attack on the SMS. Yeah, so he actually launched second attack on the SMS, and which says, not an SMS, on WhatsApp, I am from your IT team. If you want these notifications to be stopped, please click on approve. And that's what exactly happened. That's how the user actually able to get into a VPN. And that's how the two-factor authentication was actually bypassed without any challenges. So once, and you know the history, what has been done, what the user was able to do. But we have a traditional thought process on two-step verification, even on the email gateways, and like these technologies that, okay, these can prevent these things. But even if you go on a ladder, these are actually predominant threats. And that's where we come in. We actually design these kind of attacks. We have thousands of templates on our platform where you can actually run these kind of simulation and understand how the users are responding to those attacks. Not only this, but what you can do is you can actually run the campaigns along with these short videos, and I'm just going to talk about a lot on these lines, what exactly we make security awareness is a fun game than having just running through the videos. So yeah, this is like just a glimpse of what our rest would look like. And this is how they were able to actually get in. Yeah. Now, there is one more attack that I just wanted to put in called BEC, Business Email Compromise Attack. Again, interesting part is there was a two-factor authentication that was protected with a hardware key. Okay, like they had a hardware key. So what happened so far is, and right now I'm not sure, the CISOs must have experienced this, and this is what we have experienced with a lot of customers that has been tried, that the people has been trying to hack. What really happened so far is, in one of the large enterprise, and I'm talking about India, which has, I think, more than 10,000 plus employees, one employee's account got hacked, although they didn't have a two-step verification, but someone actually pretended to be a guy from a Figma, and then put it up some email. The guy clicked on it, the credential got hacked. They were able to log into their O365 account, and from that O365 account, they sent email to all the people in the organization, that to a phishing email. So basically, it became a loop, and they were not able to even control it, that how they will do that. And the other part is because there is a machine-to-machine communication, and I guess the CISOs will understand that the directory or AD, you cannot directly go and put these controls in a single day. So this is what is being happening. The same thing happened with Dropbox and how they were being attacked. So Dropbox, in a Dropbox, there's something called Circle CI, which is a DevOps platform. What they try to do is they have sent a very maliciously crafted emails saying, okay, we are from a Circle CI. The guy clicked on this. The guy put it up credential for a GitHub. Not only this, when the two-step verification comes in, he also put up a hardware key in the code in the system. And they were actually, on the back end, they were actually receiving those codes, and they logged into a GitHub account, and the rest is history. So eventually, and I'm pretty sure that everyone in the Dropbox, even in the Uber, will have best class of firewall, best class of antiviruses, best class of endpoints, and whatever you can think of. So that's the reason why we feel that the people is something that we really need to look at, and then we really need to focus on. Now, the other part, which is very, very critical when it's come to security awareness, we look at, some of the people especially look at the security awareness from a phishing standpoint, or from social attack from a phishing standpoint. What we really have to look at, what are the ways by which your users are actually hacking? Just give me a second. Yeah, so what are the ways by which the user are actually hacking those systems? Why these systems are being hacked? So I have just wanted to actually close it us because the time is, yeah. So this is generally the way. Let me just point it out what exactly it is and how these things happen. And this is what Threatcop does in a nutshell. So if you just look at, if I can just, oh, it's not working. So if you just look at the ways by which the attackers just generally look to hack into organization are the communication channels which you can actually communicate. It could be your phone call, it could be your SMS, it could be a WhatsApp, it could be a USB, it could be an email. These are the major communication channels that is being used currently in today's world. An interesting part is, generally we put firewall, antiviruses, or any other technical stuff that we wanted to put it, that too is on something like email gateway, on email side. But while we talk about phone call, we talk about SMS, we talk about WhatsApp, there is no firewall which is going to protect those SMSs or messages coming into the play. The only thing that you remain with is the threat simulation and awareness. Now, if you just look at that, the emails and the way we work is that if you have these SMS, WhatsApp, and USB, what you are able to do is you can just simulate and see how the risk is going on and aware that those people. We are able to reduce almost around 90% kind of click rate on the organization within a year of time. And that's the kind of value addition that we do. Apart from this, there is a very interesting thing that apart from us, across the world, and I'm quoting it, across the world, no one has the capability of simulating these all attack vectors at a single pace. We have been competing in the West, we have been competing with Know4, we have been competing with Cofense. These are like large companies doing $300 million as a revenue. We have been fighting with them, and the customers, interestingly, and this is just for a startup as well, the customer is ready to have a two product for a same nature because they are lacking those features on that previous product. That's what we have been able to actually redefine, and that's what is going to make us stand out in that system. So as soon as the email is received, it's generally being filtered by an email gateway, although we do not have it, we're still building it up, but generally being filtered by the email gateway. 99% of the threats are stopped here itself, whatever email gateway that you're using. But just think about this 1% threat, which generally goes back to your employees. Now the employee is the end decision maker who takes a call on whether to click on that particular phishing link or an email or whatever that he has received. Once he clicks on that link or put in a credential, you're done. There's nothing that you can do. And that's why the security awareness is important, and that's why we put up TSET. The next product that we have, TLMS, which is Learning Management System, which actually integrated with the system. Now, if the employee feels that email, he wanted to investigate, if the email is correct, wrong, what the spam score and everything, we give a button inside the Outlook or a Gmail. So what you can do is you can just click on that email button and understand if the email, before opening the email even, that if this email is safe to open or not. And you can decide on that. If you feel that this is not safe to open and if you feel suspicious, you can click on reporting, report the email, and whatever, so that's there are 1,000 people in your organization. If one guy reports it and it's being identified as a threat, the entire email will be wiped out from your entire organization and you will never receive same kind of email ever again. That's the kind of things that we do. So this is majorly from a email perspective. Like I said, for all other attack vectors, we have a simulation. There is nothing that we can do to prevent it. But from an outbound perspective, where the emails are being used, we have something called TDMARC, which is a DMARC solution. So if you put up a reject policy in the DMARC, you will be able to save your domain being spoofed on that line. So this is what Threatcop does in a nutshell, and that's all we have. What our vision is to actually become a leader, especially in this space, and eliminate whatever threats that you see from our social engineering attacks. That's the vision that we impart. And not only this, we wanted to become world's largest cybersecurity company using this niche, and we will be able to do it in someday. So we just want blessing from all of you, and even the feedbacks, if you want to share, you can just book a time and then just let us know whatever you feel and whatever can be built. We are always open to that. So thank you so much for your time, and all the best to all the startups here. And this is the biggest platform that you can ever get, especially in India, to actually pitch your product. So thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Pavan Kushwaha, who was sharing their journey of Kratikal and what they do.